Speak and pause. Ah, oh my God, too loud. I'm getting this thing. Hi, Alice. Can you hear me, Alice? Can you hear me? Your sound is off. Your sound is off.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, Brenda said she's going to record these meetings.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Just in case we want to go back, or if I want to for the notes or whatever.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know Mara's going to be late. I talked to Alice today. She's planning on being here, I believe.
Yeah, Alice is here.
Oh, so
She's
I
right
didn't
there.
see her on my. Okay, let me switch to gallery. There we go. That's better. Ah, there it is. And Mary's here. Mary looking a little pale. My picture. A white stick figure.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. I pulled out this fruit pop and I have to finish it. Does anybody know about Larry? Has anybody seen Larry lately?
All right, I'm here.
Hi,
Oh,
Mary.
Hello, Mary.
I don't know
Hi,
about
Carolyn.
Mary. Hi,
Glad
Mary.
you could make it. Glad you could make it, Carolyn.
Yeah, the internet was out for like a long.
So how'd it go with the
Yeah.
granddaughter?
was
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's
The
tomorrow.
surgery. I'm leaving tomorrow. Yeah, I'll go down for a couple days, see what I can do.
Oh, that's it. That's better. Okay. Do we? What time is it? I got 4:57. Is anybody heard from Larry or?
I
haven't
think
heard.
you got it right. We got
What's that?
3 minutes for him to get on.
We, yeah, 3 minutes.
That was the night. That was an interesting piece of information. Not to jump the gun on the agenda, about the brook, the trout in the pond at Brown's Mill, Brown's Dam. I'm not a fisherman,
Yeah.
so I don't think of things like that. But I would think it would mean something to fishermen. I do know. Well, I shouldn't talk about. Well, I'll talk about it because it's probably not worth anything. But I know that over the years, I've lived here 35 years, 36 years. I remember hearing about stocking, people stocking that. I remember Dave Baker actually
Mm.
put his own money into stocking the stream up by the bridge there, and there's nothing there. Nobody fishes there. There's just no fish in it. So anyway,
Well, Larry talks about the otters going after them all as soon as they're stopped.
well,
Right.
yeah, but I mean that's
What
that's nature. That's
That
equality.
is.
Why go
Mark
through?
Doremus,
Mark Doremus.
Mark Doremus, he emailed something about that. And I remember, let's see, David, who used to be on the select board, David Pratt, was his name?
No,
Forget.
David Pratt wasn't on the select board.
No,
David
that's
Larry.
right.
David Ovid.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello,
All
Larry.
right.
David
Talk
Ovett was on select board. Yes, David Ovett
So
was.
he used to fish there in the 50s and 60s. And actually my grandfather used to fish there
Oh.
and my cousin.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot of trout in Branch Bridge. They used to fish Branch all the time. There was a lot of trout there. But there hasn't been recently.
Right.
Whoops. Well, I've got 4:59. Does anybody have 5 o'clock?
Oh,
think you
sorry,
prob-
Pat, it's only 4:59.
Oh, geez. Okay, can I run over to the store and get a pack of cigarettes and then we'll start the meeting when I get, do I have time to do that?
Yeah,
I
I only
don't
got
do
30
that.
seconds.
Okay, I guess not. I guess I'll have to give up smoking then in that case.
You might as well skip it.
Okay.
You won't
But I
get
did-
waited on.
Looks like the forecast has got some cold week next week and some snow coming. So starting on Saturday,
Yay.
not a lot, but some anyway.
We better
Gotta have
hope though, the Christmas trees will all start budding out.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
uh-oh. Well, it's gonna get
That's
cool.
to happen.
Supposed to get cool. All right, the meeting has begun. Stupid me, I didn't get the agenda printed and I thought, well, I'll just use my iPad. Anyway, so I'm using my iPad now. What's the first item of agenda? Is it?
I have-
Sorry? I did get
I
the
have,
agenda.
I could share my screen, but is
No.
that, okay.
Probably something you just tell us what it is. What's the item number 1?
Approved minutes.
Okay.
Does everybody have them?
Well,
Yeah.
another true confession. I don't know what happens to my stuff on this iPad. It just disappears. I went back to, I should have put it in the BCC file. It's not there. It's not, I know I haven't eliminated it, but it's like a lot of stuff just gone somewhere. So I don't have it. Oh, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Okay, who doesn't have it? Just tell me when you want me to, you can't see the whole thing, so
Okay.
tell me when you want a page down on it.
I have mine in hand and have read it.
Okay,
I can't find it. Okay.
can you read it, Pat?
Oh, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the financial report accurate, Mary?
Yeah.
Would you say? Okay, because that was kind of confusing. Do you want me to page down, Pat?
I'm so, is everybody else ready to go? Sure, go
I
ahead.
think everybody else has their,
Oh,
them.
okay, let's not hurry up. Okay, select board quarterly, yeah, streams, naming, contact. Town Park, Barn, Town of Barns, Justice, 1,000. Person attached. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, okay.
Next page.
Next page. Is everybody else done? Because I'm feeling stupid if I'm.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Everybody else taken? No?
Yeah,
All right. Scanning
Okay,
through
I'm
it,
done.
looks good. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
I have a comment that I'd like to elaborate on something, but
Well-
I don't know that this is the right time.
Well, let's make motion and second, and then we can talk about it.
Okay,
Their motion?
I make the motion, we accept.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll
How
second.
about you, Larry? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm seconding it.
Any discussion now, Alice?
on the report on the select board presentation, the part about me, number 4. I would like to say what the select board, who explained that? I guess Lance. Anytime that we would want to have an activity in that area and have power also, we would apply for it, just as people do apply to use our little park. And that would include the electricity, and they'd have to answer a few questions, but it would be free because the town is paying that bill. This was asked in connection with all the lighting for the Christmas, beautiful Christmas displays that are up there right now. So anytime that we might want to do something, but this also went into Mac, because I couldn't be sure it was Mac. He was sitting there with a cap on, and I said, that guy over there with the cap, he mows our lawn. I couldn't think of his name. Anyway, he lends us the power. But I don't know, I said, I don't know how long this is going to last or whatever. And they said that there was an outlet on the structure that's holding the big bell. But they said that would be an awful long cord to run over from there. And meanwhile, at the end of the discussion, Mac said, the guy under the cap says, keep on doing what you're doing. That was it.
Yep,
But
Yeah,
we
that's
now
with-
know that there's power available.
yep. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? No, then all those in favor say, I will do it.
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? I guess we're moving on to the treasurer's report.
treasurer's
Yeah, but-
report.
Have this-
Okay, we
All
don't have it, we don't have any changes. We still have the
Okay.
same thing, the same balance.
Okay.
We
That's
haven't
great.
had anything happen.
Okay. Anybody wish to make a motion on that regard?
I'll make a motion, we accept
Thank you
that.
very much. Anybody up
That
for
was
seconding
Not a
that?
report.
I do.
Okay. Is there any further discussion about this? If not, then how many are in favor of accepting the financial report? Say aye. Thank you.
Aye.
One hand, or a
Aye.
hand is good. Any opposed? Are you opposed,
No,
Larry, or was that?
no, I'm good.
Okay.
You are good,
Well,
Larry.
You said
Let's not-
raise the hand.
Let's not, well, I said or raising hands. Let's not stretch that good part there. Okay, what's the first end of, otherwise in the agenda?
Possible
next?
winter event.
Oh, yes. We talked about it last year. We have done it in the past and haven't done it for a while. And
No,
could
but
blame
we were,
COVID.
we were kind of thinking not until around February.
Yeah, but wouldn't hurt to put it in the calendar now, would it? I mean, we wouldn't want to show up in February and say, let's have an event tonight.
No, but we got a meeting in January, so
You think that'll do it?
should we
Okay.
plan ahead or should we wait and see what we get for weather?
I'd like to just talk about what this event might be and where.
Right.
know,
Okay,
just-
good idea, Carolyn.
Well, in the past,
you
it's been, in the past, it's been snowshoeing. There was a film business
Yeah,
we used to do.
The snowshoeing thing, I had a thing I ran by talking with Carolyn, is now that they're not using the gravel pit anymore, would
They're
that
not?
not be a good place to do some snowshoeing?
I think it would be a great place myself. I would, just popped into my
Sure.
head.
Sure, that's great.
Right.
Why aren't they using it? Is because it's
Well,
seasonal?
because of the season, they're not working
Okay.
over there right
Okay.
now.
Okay, I thought there was maybe a little more scandal I didn't know about. Okay,
No, it's because of the weather in the season.
okay.
They're busy
yeah,
with other things, so they're not in the pit working.
We
Sure.
might have to get the selectmen's okay on it.
We
Yeah,
would
I would
have
think-
to have the selectmen approve it, yes.
Sure.
There's Laura.
Oh,
But
Laura's
it
here.
sounded like it would be a great place to go for snowshoeing.
Your
So
hands
would
are
you
all
do
in, Maura.
both? Would you snowshoe and ski?
I don't
not?
know why you couldn't, if they wanted to do cross-country skiing.
You wouldn't have a trail is the problem. There wouldn't be any broken
That's
trail
true.
if it was
No,
deep.
no.
But the snowshoers would kind of make a trail.
Yeah, it depends on how much
Yeah.
snow there is. And, you know, if it's packed, if it's fairly deep, it's.
When
not
we
great.
went, when we did on Shattuck Mountain, there was a fella there on skis.
There
And he
was?
Yeah,
managed it.
that was Peter. Yeah.
Yes,
And,
and he
and
did a
then-
great job on our trails.
Well, let's
and
bring him
then-
along. Yeah.
well, he moved away, but as I
Oh,
remember, Ken Whitehead, he broke trail on Shattuck Mountain. And there was a lot of snow that time. There was a lot of snow. It was
Right,
tough.
there certainly was.
You gotta have a strong person breaking trail,
That
so,
Yeah.
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 would be you, Carolyn, with your great big bare feet.
Are you talking about
Yeah,
breaking a cross-country trail or a snowshoe trail?
well, I mean, snowshoes can break the trail for the skiers. if There's a
Yes,
lot of snow.
So,
Kind of depends on the weather.
yeah, and what kind of snow we get. I
should we plan ahead and ask the select board for permission?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you need to do that.
I mean, it's our property, but
And you
I-
could schedule it for the second week of February.
Weather permitting, and with weather permitting, right, Larry?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Really-
You don't want it doing the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Oh, that was-
Maura's here. Hi, Maura.
Hello.
Maura, no cats to this meeting, Maura. I'm sorry. You'll have to take
Well,
your
you
cat-
can tell him because no, he doesn't understand.
your hands are all in the house and they're all counted. Marcia wanted to go with me, though. She hangs up.
Yeah.
Touch a bolt at one point, rather. So, anyway.
She's sick of being with the other chickens.
Well, I was gonna say, Larry, the other side of it is, would you want to do it during a week of school vacation? Which would be the third week, I think, probably in February. Traditionally.
Right, there
Oh,
you
no,
go.
it isn't. It's the last week. It's usually the last week in February. It's just town meeting week.
Yeah, you might get some kids to come.
That's what I was thinking.
Pull
Unless,
some younger generation in.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the library has all those snowshoes.
Yes, they do. They have them to loan.
uh,
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's good thought, Pat.
Yes.
so,
Love to see the younger people join in.
well, I was thinking they've been kind of long suffering over there because they put up these book discussion groups and nobody goes, I guess. So I've been thinking I should go just to go, so we get somebody that, so I will go, and that way that'll shore those snowshoes.
So I'm with you, Pat. I've dragged my grandson along with me over to Alice's for a snow walk.
Yep, yep,
Because I
yeah.
think it's wonderful to get the younger people out there.
yeah.
I
The other
think
possibility
need
too
a-
would be,
We need
Sorry.
an upfront group to, I think, to scope out what,
Yeah.
trail and so on before
Yeah.
that event, but
Yeah.
Right.
we go,
great.
be nice
Hey,
to
what
have
do
a
you
boat
say, Carolyn? We will put on our snowshoes and go check it out?
tomorrow.
I love that, yeah.
No,
No,
it's not gonna snow until Saturday, Pat.
no, I'm tied up Friday. I gotta go to exercise.
You don't need to go to exercise if you put those snowshoes on tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I do, because I have somebody I have to bring to exercise.
Okay. So it sounds like we have a potential motion here that we, or that we agree to organize a winter snowshoeing slash possibly cross-country skiing event and the fourth week of February. And we have to add okay.
So it's, so you're talking the week of the 21st or the week?
Yeah,
There's only
the
one
last week.
day after that, the following week. It's the
Well, yeah,
28th.
when they have school vacation.
yeah, that's what I was
Well,
thinking. Yeah.
Town meetings on what,
It's-
Tuesday the
It's
first?
in March. It's in March. Yeah, it's always the
Yeah.
first Tuesday in March.
Town
Right, so
meeting will
it's
be
the
after
first.
that. Oh, yes, because we
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
do town
right.
meeting.
That's right. Yeah, so it's the week before town meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, week of the 24th, first,
Okay.
sorry. Yep.
Okay. The other side, yeah, okay, so does anybody want to make a motion? Put some words together and say, we resolve to on the week of, or the day of, we could for that matter. Do we need to, actually, I don't know if we need to have a specific date or just simply the week of?
Let's do the week of, and then we can
Okay,
hone it down.
so I repeat after me, somebody, I move that we
I move,
that we plan a winter snowshoe slash ski event,
that we plan a winter snowshoe slash ski event.
parenthesis, you better be doing this because I won't look after your chickens in the future if you don't. Um, During the school vacation week in the last week of February.
During
I
the school
second it.
vacation week, the last week of February.
Were you
I
saying something,
second.
Alice? Oh, did you? Okay, you moved, did you? You moved that and she seconded. Was there more to that motion? Okay, is there any further discussion about, discussion except that we go to the select board? I don't know if we need to make a motion about that.
Well,
And
we
where are we
already,
having it? I'm sorry, Shattuck Mountain or our?
No, we're
trails?
talking about the gravel pit.
the gravel pit area.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So we need to clear it with the select board.
yep. And they will be meeting, I know, I'm supposed to know, the first,
The second and fourth, second and fourth.
Mondays of each month. What's coming up? That's be the third coming
Well,
up.
they
is
just
it?
had one go by on Monday, Pat.
Okay, so let me put that on a calendar over here.
Does anyone know if somebody lives there at the gravel pit now? in that
Yes,
school?
there's a guy
Yeah.
in the mobile home.
Oh, isn't it Larry's sister? Larry, that Lance lawyer's sister?
It's,
It doesn't matter, but it might be a little bit of a matter, but. I don't-
no. That shouldn't affect them at all.
Maybe they'd offer to make some hot chocolate.
I don't think he would.
He wouldn't.
I don't think he would.
Anyway,
You know, just single guys in trailers aren't necessarily grumpy old men, you know.
Well, he's not that old.
Okay, I don't even know him. Lord, okay.
Now, I bet you would know him because he's one of the Stones.
Well, I don't know that much. I've only lived here 35 years. I don't know.
Oh, gosh,
So
Pat.
I guess we'll go get on the agenda and ask the select board if they approve our use of the place. And if they don't, we'll threaten to throw them out of office. No, I don't think we want to do that. I forgot we've got a meeting.
We could invite him to join us.
that's a good point. Yeah. Well, Larry's gonna have, Larry, I don't know why Lance is gonna have some pretty impressive surgery, on his,
I hear that Lance is gonna
Yeah.
have surgery.
on his hip. So he
Lance
won't
is
be-
gonna have surgery and Mac's wife has been sick and they're having
Yeah.
all kinds of issues.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's supposed to be home by now, but,
She is
Yeah.
home.
okay. No, that's good. I don't know. I haven't heard any news.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so we've got an event. Do we want to talk about another event or do we want to, leave that in the offing?
Well, we
We
got
used to have
that one.
two. We used to have two, I think, right? That the tradition was two per winter?
Yeah, do we want to,
Let's go with one.
do we,
Let's go with
yeah,
one.
One, yeah.
Okay, we'll go with one. Next item?
Just when do we want to get on the agenda?
You
And
gotta
do you
do it
want-
January 24th.
We can't do the 27th of December? Why they're not meeting on the 27th?
Probably not.
January. That's
Oh, I was gonna
January
say no later,
24th
no,
sounds good.
okay, no later than January
No,
24th.
Right, yeah, okay. So if we can get on the
That's a month
27th,
before we do the event.
right, okay, so that if they're if they're operating the 27th, I imagine, I don't know if they are or they aren't. That's the time to see them as soon as we can. That way, if they want to think about it, they can always take another month. Oh, I don't know, whatever. They
We don't want
give
them to
plenty of
think about
time.
it too long.
That's not, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a
well,
good
we,
point.
we knew all of their arguments before. And it had
Right.
to do with them working over there and blocking the road and blah, blah, blah. Well, none of that's happening now.
No.
But there's a change of face there on the board too.
Oh, you
Right.
mean with new people?
Person,
Okay, new person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
oh,
point.
how about January 10th to get on
I
the
mean,
agenda?
Well, okay,
Or
rather
Or
than
do
the
we wanna
27th
just
of
wait?
December.
You could do that too.
January 10th.
That's the date.
Well, let's see what happens and see if we can do the 27th. And then if not, then we'll go for the 10th. Is that okay?
the 27th.
Of December.
Okay.
Is that too, you think even if they're operating, I don't know if they're operating that week.
That's a tough week, actually.
Yeah, well, let's
Yeah,
push for the,
Christmas
Christmas
week
and
is
New Year.
bad. It's
yeah,
better
okay.
it's better the next one after that.
Yeah.
Let's
that's
do
cool.
January 10th.
January 10th it is.
That's,
Okay.
that's,
That's when we're going to pursue this with the select board, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Get my facts straight here.
okay. So I
I'm-
will volunteer to get us on the agenda.
Okay. I wonder too, it's a consideration if we're talking about, well, it would probably be the planning of it would be that we might want to go there. If we pick a date, we also would want the leeway of going over to prepare something, break a trail, look around,
I
that
think
sort
we
of thing. too.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that would have to be mentioned, I would guess.
Exactly. We
Any
have to
other
have
dis-
permission to go over there and scope it out.
That's right. Yep, yeah. Any other discussion about this? No? Okay, well, we made a motion. Did we vote on it? We didn't vote on it yet, did
No.
we? Okay, well, those in favor of the motion, raise your hand. There we go, got there. All right. Any opposed? Nope. Okay, then. Next item, which I can't see it.
It is Browns Pond Monitoring Project.
Oh, yeah,
Good information on that, by the way.
very good, yeah. We were talking about that just before the meeting started. I
Right.
didn't know. It impressed me. I'm not a fisherman. And so I don't know anything about cold water and trout or anything like that. Well, I do
Right.
now.
I didn't realize they were monitoring the temperature.
Well, Carolyn's put us on that before, and then she updated it today.
Uh-huh.
And did anybody get on the NRDC website? They have a really good explanation, a longer explanation and,
Oh,
photos and charts and everything. So
Half of
I
the
sent out a
charts,
link.
half of the charts I never understand, but I do understand they've been checking out the temperatures.
And they're gonna do it again this coming summer, and they're gonna put three, they had an upstream and a downstream, what they
Right.
called a logger, which I had
Yeah.
the image of somebody
Right.
chopping down a tree, but, you know, the sensors, they're gonna put 3 sensors in next summer and do
Right.
it. They learned some stuff, so they're gonna do it, so it's gonna work better.
Well, I was
Next
impressed
summer.
to hear, that one of the effects of this is shows that apparently they say that there's a lot of trout downstream and none upstream.
Now, wouldn't you
Yeah.
think it would be just the other way around with the dam?
Well, no, if it's colder below the dam, then no. If it seems to be important for trout to be in cold
Right.
water.
Oh, trout like cold water. Yes, they don't want
Yeah.
it
Wait a
warm.
minute,
But
wasn't
with-
it warmer, mostly warmer below the dam?
Well,
This
what we read
is-
tonight, what you put out tonight or today said warmer, the dam is warming the water up. I thought.
The downstream sensor seemed to show, but what I understood,
Seems to
seemed
show
to
it
show
warmer.
that, warmer after the dam, yeah, the downstream sensor after the dam. We have to go look at it again, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Um,
but
yeah.
trout do like colder water and they like shaded spaces.
Skinny dippers like warmer water and very shady.
Skinny
places
dippers
where we
like
can
any
get up.
water they can find.
Some skinny dippers. Yeah. I remember not even living here in 1967, 68 or something like that. There was we got the national news that the issue about whether to prosecute people for skinny dipping came up here in Vermont.
Yeah.
And
What I can't,
the state attorney general did a little survey of a lot of people at the state house,
Yeah.
high-ranking politicians and secretaries and what have you, and they all said, "Yeah, we want skinny." So he decided, if so many people of this, it's just a natural thing. So we're not going to prosecute people for this. in this
it's
state.
very natural.
Yep.
What I can't figure out is why our streams that never had leeches before now has leeches.
I don't know.
I
Basic
cannot
species.
figure this out. Where did
Yeah.
they come from? Why do we have them now when we never did before?
Well, Mary, one way they could get into a new area is to attach to like great blue heron's feet or something.
Really?
Mhm.
that's a
And
thought.
then the
Yeah.
heron takes them to a new location by staying attached till they get to the next water place.
Because
Oh,
Branch
interesting.
Brook has them now and Branch Brook years ago did not have leeches. And I
Huh.
couldn't believe it when I heard they had leeches.
Yeah.
I used to go the whole length of that brook and never a leech. And all of a sudden we got leeches. Where? Well, how?
I think they go with the aging of the stream and when it starts slowing its current down
Yeah, and when it's warmer, I think,
by getting silt. and
Maybe the
stuff.
climate, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
stagnant water and warm
I'd
water,
like
I
to
think they like.
Add a comment about Witchcat Falls area, if I could. Would this be appropriate?
Well, why not?
Okay,
Talk
Yeah.
about leech. I don't remember leeches being on the agenda, so by God, you can talk about Witchcat if you want
It's
to.
just something that popped in your head, Alice. Go.
now, you know that when Gary and I went up there a while back, we reported, I had pictures I showed actually 2 meetings ago of water that was draining from that immediate bottom of the pond area in front of the dam, uphill of the dam, and it was red with rust.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Well, we went back, I don't know, it was probably in November. And everything seemed to be finalized. And I was disappointed. The water was clear. That was one great thing. But on the stream that was flowing immediately above where the dam used to be had eaten into the banks, maybe to a depth of a foot on each side. Although they had grass down those both sides and the
Mhm.
grass had taken. So in other words, there's still enough speed in it to be eating into the banks again, even though that wasn't supposed to happen.
Mhm.
And they,
Did they plant something there?
Yeah,
Or
they
just
did.
riprap or what?
we only could see that they leveled off the banks at a moderate slope and grassed it down, but I could not see any upright plants like they normally plant along streams. I'm talking about bushes, willows and stuff like that. But maybe
Hmm.
they'll come back in the spring or something, I don't know, but the water was flowing fairly smoothly away, but I talk with people that have lived here in this town, you know, and around, especially people up in that section of town, and they have fond memories of going swimming there and all, and
Mm. Mm.
thought,
Mm.
what's behind?
Well, I
Anyway.
wonder, is it up to the owner or anybody to report they feel that, I couldn't help but think any project like that, you'd think there'd be a follow-up to, that they wouldn't simply say, there, it's done, and not say, we're gonna come back and monitor it, but.
The stream could be
I don't know.
just finding its own path. And maybe they need to do that for a year before they do something.
Hmm.
It has to settle in there and
Yeah,
get its
Good point.
channel.
yeah.
Mother Nature again. Good point.
Well, and I would suppose it would be the owner's concern. Perry Cooper?
I
No,
wasn't,
formerly owner.
of course, at this meeting that you were talking about Brown's Pond, but are they considering removing that dam now, or if they're talking about stocking it, they certainly aren't.
No. They're trying to convince the owner, that's what, it's strictly up to the owner, as I understand it. And he doesn't want it to go.
He doesn't want the
He
dam.
does not, he wants it to stay.
Yeah,
But even though they say it's, what's the word, is they call it critical or something like that? It's not that critical. It's like a higher level of critical. It's not like about to explode or something. So it would be nice structurally to have it go, but it's not in danger of apparently collapsing imminently. So I don't know if the state would do something about it then or not, but right now it's not in a situation where they're going to force him to give it up.
that's
It's
another site in town that everybody remembers that from their childhood. Doing
was that?
activities there.
Oh, okay.
Snowmobiling over it in the winter and
Wow.
fishing
Yeah.
there and.
Well,
Yeah.
the owner came in and talked to us at a meeting last time we had in the town hall.
Yeah.
And he was really leaning toward wanting to keep that dam.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't
Yeah.
there, Mary.
And it's his call.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we probably should move to another, we're not gonna make a resolution on this, we have no business with that, but
No.
we have to keep an eye on it and talk about it. Be active citizens, I guess. What's the next item of agenda that we need to? What's next on
Review
the,
options for trail markers, Shattuck
Oh, yeah.
Mountain Trails.
okay, yep. You had asked me to,
Oh,
by the way,
I
go ahead,
Oh,
go ahead, Carolyn.
I was gonna say, I did a little research. Okay, can you hear me? I did a
Yep.
little research. And there's two options. I mean, we could do kind of plastic circles with color background and white arrows, which would need to be either nailed or screwed in the trees. Or we could do, I looked at paint. I looked at different kind of spray paint. We need three colors, red, blue, and yellow. And so, and it's kind of hard to find. I looked at fluorescent paint and different kind of spray paint. So I guess the question is, what do you guys think would be better? I know the Long Trail, the blazes are paint. They're white paint. They disappear in the winter though. That's the problem. But so paint or things that we nail on. What do you think?
If we do the nail on things, would it work like those lids that grow into the tree and we can't see anymore?
That's a good question. These circles are about 4 inches around. They have 2 holes and you can screw or nail. I think that the can tops, we just use the nail in the middle and then
Yeah.
they kind of
We did.
fold it around.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing is you might want to touch with the owner. They might not want you screwing into their trees. They might want
Yeah.
the paint because paint can't hurt anything.
Right.
That's the
No.
thought.
Do the forestry people, when they go in and they mark, they use paint, right, Larry?
Yes,
Yeah,
I mark my borders with paint.
yeah. And there's probably a good reason for that. Because you're not hurting inside of the
Okay.
tree.
Right, and it does stay a long time. I mean, you only have to do it every 8-10 years.
Okay.
and
Nick?
Larry, do you use spray cans or do you carry
I
around
use
a bucket?
I use a spray can and just go up to Jim's
great.
being in there and he has cans for loggers. Use logger paint.
Great.
Now, he would only have 2 colors, I believe.
The
Probably a red and a blue.
Why did you get stuck with that, Jeff?
The
There's a
forestry
plan.
people,
Well, I
they
know
come
it's-
in.
I was gonna do it.
We might ask for information from, it was just on the news last night. They're doing an extensive
Oh.
project on Camel's Hump. And I'm sure they're going to be doing trail marker stuff there. And perhaps we could, over the internet, get some information of what they're going to be using.
Uh-huh. Good
I'd be-
point.
I'd be willing to look into, see if I can find anything about that. Since I've climbed that mountain many times when I lived over there.
Excellent idea. You climb Camel Humps?
Uh-huh,
All right.
that's a small one.
Was it as hard as the mountain here?
I've climbed Mount Katahdin up in Maine, but Mount Washington as well.
Oh,
You're
okay.
They're hard.
I climbed Mount Washington when I was 11.
Yep.
I bet I'd go up faster now that I'm older. Certainly come down faster.
Anyway, I will look into that after this Christmas tree season is over.
You're looking in, I just had
If you'd like me to.
I was distracted. What are you looking into?
What they're going to be using for
Oh,
trail
okay.
markers on
I did hear
Camel
that.
Hump.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
guess in any case, you did bring up a valid point, which is, I guess before we do anything, we should apprise the owners of whatever it is we're gonna do. So we'll wait and defer and see what Alice finds out. And just a straw vote, is there a sense here right now about which you prefer, the physical signs or the paint?
I think paint's
Mhm.
probably better.
I
Okay.
would say paint.
Okay. I guess I'm the only one who thinks the signs sound good, and that's because, I mean, these people are out there drilling holes in trees. Now, how can they object to a little screw into a tree? Come on. This is just, all right, we'll see what happens next
Well,
meeting.
I actually don't think the owners, I mean, I'm not sure. We did go up there, that it seems like the sugaring operation doesn't interfere very much with our trail system. There was only a
Yeah.
couple of places where we went under tap lines. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure we even need permission from those owners because it's,
Well, it wouldn't hurt just for the sake of good
Yeah.
feelings to say, hey, we're going to do this.
yeah.
We don't even have to ask them, just say, we'd like to do such and such.
Keep our
Yeah.
conversation with them up.
Keep them on our side.
Yeah, we don't want to end up like we did with the fire department.
Maybe somebody
Yeah.
should contact
That's
them and
true.
ask them what they suggest we use.
Yeah, that's a possible too. That's
You
true
I
know.
too.
bring them options.
Okay, all right. Well, Alice is going to research the paint and we'll get back next month about that.
Very good.
Okay. And then we can go from there. What's the next item?
Leanne Boardman, his report to
Yep.
the Rise Vermont. Did you get
I
that?
called, yeah, I did. I called him. He said he was not requested to report to them. He simply sent them a notice and said, I finished the project, and they never got back to him and said,
Ah,
write a report. So that's that. Now, also, I asked him about the trails. He says one he believes has been uploaded. He said there was trouble with the other one. He hasn't done it, basically, is what it comes down to. Whether they're on the all trails or not, I don't know. He said that there is one on that. And he wondered if somebody from All Trails had to come and actually physically inspect the trail before they would put it on,
huh.
which I guess is news to
Um,
this whole thing.
huh. I did send, I'm on All Trails and I got the
Mhm.
upgraded, I paid, they had a sale, so it was half price. Cause I thought it's a good app. I really like it.
Mhm.
And I sent a message asking how would you upload a trail, and I never got an answer.
Okay.
But I did look. The last time I looked, there was no Shadow Mountain Trail on that app. So I don't know.
Hmm.
But okay, so now we have the question. We have all the rest of the Rise Vermont money that is in our account, and it's earmarked for trail improvement.
Yeah.
So I think Rise Vermont people really want us to use that money to make improvements in recreation in our town. So
Who do we check with to
They're very
find that
kind
out?
They always
do we
want
ask?
you to spend the money. They don't
What's
want
that?
the money back. They don't want the money back. They want you to
No.
spend that money.
So what do
And
we
we
do?
have
Use
things-
it for the trail?
Well,
we have things-
you
we
have
have
to
the-
use it in that purpose, of course, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can
But
use
I
that for
think that-
paint?
Sure.
paint.
Why can't, you could use it for the paint, the signs, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Okay.
you're marking the trails, that's fine. If it costs
Okay.
something
And
to
also-
upload it on that website or that app you're talking about, you could charge that off too.
Okay, also, I think it could be used for the kiosk in the town park and for making maps, making like good size maps to put on that kiosk.
Probably
Yeah.
for the map,
And brochures.
because
like
that
you
all
go to
connects.
other. What?
Because that all goes to the trail thing that they
Yeah.
get the fund for, but the kiosk wouldn't, would it?
I think it would. It's a trail. It's a information on our trails. I think it
Okay.
certainly would.
Okay,
I'd buy it.
all right. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, do you want to pursue that right now and talk about spending some of that money on some of this? For instance,
Does-
getting the maps you're talking about, what were the other things? Brochures? Brochures, we'd have to have some planning to do, wouldn't we?
Do
And
we
the
have to
map-
go with the, should we go with the kiosk first so we have our information protected?
Well, that'd probably be a good idea. Yeah. So it'd be next spring before that would be.
Yes, Mary, I think we got it.
I hear you, Larry. I hear you. You guys
I
have
got you.
checked that all out.
I hear you, Mary.
Then all of our maps and stuff would be protected from the elements.
Correct. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna make that happen.
Okay. But you were talking about a season like springtime? I think I
Yeah.
overheard. Yeah, okay. We just have to remember that we want to do that, that we want to get the, well, not the kiosk fixed up, but once we do, that we have some funds in order to make use of the kiosk. you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I wonder, like, for instance, at the Shattuck Mountain has always impressed me. I know where to go, but I'm not sure everybody else does. I mean, we know where to go, but I don't know if you showed up there and parked in the corral, if you know how to get to the beginning of the trail. It doesn't even, especially Mark, it might be a consideration. I don't know how you all
Yeah,
feel, but we need
We
something
might
there to
need a
say.
little sign,
Yeah,
a little
Put an
sign,
arrow
yeah.
up, put an arrow up
Yeah,
this way.
yeah,
People
Yeah.
just don't know about those trails, and we really need to
Yeah.
get it out in the public.
yeah.
'Cause they're
Yeah.
pretty nice.
You're totally correct, Carolyn. There are people that lived in town for a long time that didn't realize about that
Yeah.
trail.
Well, I wonder if we should give up on land and just go to all trails ourselves and do
Yeah,
it. I don't
think
know
so.
where the maps are for these. Did he draw? Do we know if he made a map, or was he just going to use the existing maps? Or okay, well, that's another call then. See
Uh,
what he.
He
Okay.
must have GPS the trail. He must have that somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
And that would be good to get that.
Yeah.
I kind of GPS the trails myself, or made, maps, but we were kind of going back and forth because we kept losing the trail markers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wiggly.
Yeah.
So,
You get a few more steps in that way.
yeah,
Okay.
we kind of got lost.
So I'll call, I've done that more than once up there. We'll call Land and I'll call him back and say, what do you got? Or I'm kind of in ignoramus when it comes to the 21st century. I rather prefer the 19th century, but here I am. And I wonder technologically, if he GPSed it, is that something you can send to us? Or how do we get a hold of that information?
Yeah,
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 Just- ask him to send it to us.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, he's a kid. He probably
so.
knows more than
yeah,
we do.
seems
so-
like he,
Okay. Well, maybe that's the thing to do. And if not, if you can't do that, then maybe we should go out with Carolyn's GPS and try to make a straight go of it this time. And I know Dorothy had me
Yeah.
doing that down at the park down here with hers. But, and I ended up wandering on somebody else's property too. So it kind of voided the whole thing. So anyway. So I'll call Land and see if he can advise us about that. And if he can't, then we should go ahead and either use what Carolyn has stored or make a new one. And that's something to do, I guess. Well, the season's still good, although we're going to get snow this next week. So maybe we won't be climbing up that hill this next week.
no,
No, so it looks like a springtime project, I suppose.
it
Yep.
looks like it.
Yeah, it does. Okay. So I guess we'll defer that and try to keep that, remember that as an agenda item or something, at least keep it refreshed in our memories. What's the next item?
Town park, kiosk, and barn. Well, we've already kind of talked about the kiosk.
Yeah, the barn.
The barn is up
Oh,
in
the
the air.
barn.
Yeah,
Oh, the barn.
I don't think we can really make a decision on that.
We can't do a thing until, I guess what we have to do is to see if there's any money anywhere. We don't have any money for it. And no one here knows if there's any money for it anywhere.
Well, who is in charge of this money that's being sent to our town specifically for the town to spend?
The ARPA money are you talking
Brenda
about?
Churchill.
Oh, the Rebuild America, whatever that is.
ARPA? The ARPA money?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, that's what it
I
is.
think it has to be COVID related, does it not? It, like, the money needs to go towards something that was impacted by COVID,
I see.
if
Yeah.
I recall correctly. correct.
Huh. Be interesting to see how much of that actually goes to see, well, never mind, don't go there. It's a little like, just interesting because I remember when the tobacco company put out money for, you know, to say we're sorry and reparation kind of payments. I think people spent it, school districts and states spend it wherever they wanted to and rationalized it saying, I don't know, this is for the health of the population recovering from this smokers era. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. But I guess, where would you, well, we don't have the money. Where do you find money like that? I have no idea.
And
Somebody
what
has
would,
to,
what would you do if you had the money? What would you do with that barn?
depends on how much money we had,
Right, that's,
really.
well, that's the question, you know, we would really need to have a reason. And we've already gone through Preservation Trust Vermont and they said, no, there's no money
Yeah.
there. They would not, you know, give a grant.
Yeah, it'd
So
be quite a sizable grant too at
know.
that. Well, then the other, other
100,000
choices,
anyway.
yeah, the other consideration would be, you know, do we just get a smaller grant to take it down is another issue, or could we take the building with less money and do renovations to make it just usable somehow or other? I don't know.
What would we use it for?
Well, itinerant men who wander through the looking for places to sleep.
We
That
had
seems to
that
be-
already.
That's the best use we've had of it so far. Yeah, yeah, and who knows how many others have joined him in there. So
We have found with the Historical Society project that we have to do it piecemeal. And I think it's going to be the same thing with the barn, like you're talking about. We have to come up with a plan for what there is a sequence of more important things in a study that was done
yeah,
when we bought the park. And some of that has been addressed. But that old barn is been in our hands for over 20 years now,
mhm,
and she's still upright. And she wants to stay there.
yeah.
But anyway, I think we need to go back and look at the paperwork that we got from the engineers quite a few years ago and see if they're still realistic and start looking for funds for the basic projects.
So is that all that paperwork in the drawer that you were telling me about?
Either that or you're gonna find somebody that likes to take down barns and put them someplace else in pieces.
But the paperwork that we have, do you think it's there in the file drawer?
I do.
Oh, yep.
I
okay.
know it is.
Well, let's make it I would recommend we make an agenda item that somebody go over there and bring it out. And we can look it over. I don't know if we want to spend a whole meeting, but somebody could go over and look it over and see what it says. Give us the next meeting a digest of what a recap of what we've learned in the past.
I think, Pat, I have a copy of it myself, as
Okay.
well as there's copies there, but
Well, it'd be nice to get copies for everybody to see, and then somebody could
Right.
study it too, and then say, these are the high points, this is what it is, this is how much, this is what they would do, yeah. Well, I volunteer to go over there. and dig the stuff out, look it over for the next meeting. And get us started, maybe what, like you said, so we don't do the whole, but we maybe can put it together in pieces. Or take it apart in pieces, I don't know, seriously. Of course, the Historical Society borrowed the money from the town and is paying it back. I don't think we can borrow from the town and pay it back. I don't know. We don't have sources as they do. They don't have a support system. I think a financial support system is we just don't have that. We don't do bake sales. We don't do chicken pie dinners, and we don't do things like that. So anyway, I'll go get it and see if I can make copies for everybody and look it over and try to sound like I know what it's about next time. Hopefully get us going on this. My wife is dying to do something. She's in Alice's corner saying, it's been there too long, do something with it.
Yeah,
What's the next item?
Other business.
Okay. Any other business? We used to have meetings that people would bring up to go to, you know, other meetings or conservation commission type conventions or that was other business at the time. No other
Well,
business?
we didn't mention the electric charging stations
yeah.
tonight, but
Right.
I don't know who in town would initiate that kind of thing. I mean, it's kind of in our laps, the selectman said, but
We can do it. We just have to wait. There's going to be funds in 2022. We just have to wait till those
Yeah.
funds come in for the grants, and then we can apply for the grant, you know. So,
And there was something initially, the grants they're giving out now are for multiple port, and we were looking for a charging station and they were looking for giving out money to places that would have several chargers in one place. So I understood that. In the future, they may, I inferred that that might be available to it, maybe in 2022.
Carolyn, do you have a person online that you have communicated with that?
yeah,
would
I
have-
do. I can dig that up. I don't have it right
That, no,
at my
not
fingertips,
tonight,
but I can dig that up because we had some back and forth about it.
apparently they don't get anything through the town clerk's office, because I checked with Kathy this morning and she said anything like that, she would put in our drawer.
Okay.
And she didn't remember putting anything like that in her drawer.
Well, I guess the other thing to do in that particular case, when your charging station or the charging station is to just be aware if there's 2022 grants coming out that we file for one in time, find out when that's going to have to be done and make sure we don't let that slip by us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will make sure to find that contact that I had and keep that current.
Okay. 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 So that's business. Any other business? No. We didn't talk about the stream naming, but I guess we're waiting for
That's
the
on hold.
library.
She hasn't got back.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the
Yeah.
meeting hasn't been scheduled.
Sights and Sounds of the Seasons, is that up now?
Upcoming event reminders,
Upcoming.
announcement.
Well, Santa Claus is coming to town. Anyway, all right. Nobody has a contribution there. I can't think of any except church
Nope.
things, which are not totally apropos for a citizens group. I was going to say, oh, I know the school, by the way, now that you mentioned, the school is got some kids that are going to go and come around caroling during the day on the 22nd.
Oh,
And they're
wow.
asking if you would, if you're within the town limits, if you would be willing to have them drop by and see you and sing.
I wish we were doing it on a
Okay.
weekend day.
I thought it was during a school day.
It is.
No?
I was saying, I wish they were doing it on a weekend day.
Oh, I
'cause
see.
stay
I see.
home.
Well, if they come to you, you could ask them to come to your house and I can go out there and record them.
Okay.
And I'll get the chickens out too for you and we'll,
Okay.
make it a big recording, a big spectacular.
My rooster might sing with them.
That's right. There you go. Yeah, he's not tired out. So that's an event that's coming up. I think the lights of the trees, you mentioned the trees in the park, it's wonderful. Is it time for sights and sounds now? Unless there's another event to be mentioned?
Yeah.
My neighbor keeps trying to outdo me by having a deer in the backyard, then I have to have a deer in the backyard too. So if anything else happen over there, Maura?
No, it's been pretty
No.
quiet as of late.
Yeah.
I've been hearing lots of coyotes down in the valley.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Were they noisy?
There was one point where there was one that was solitary and it sounded just miserable. And then there was another night where there was a whole pack of them that were singing. Oh, my wife and I went out, what was it? Late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and saw the meteor showers.
Oh, yay.
We went right out in the, across the street from our house where, in the field.
How many did you see?
Probably only about 4 or 5.
That's
couple
more
of
than
them
I've
were-
seen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely more than one, and there was quite a few that were like much brighter.
Mhm.
And then you
Mhm.
had to kind of sit for a while and let your eyes unadjust really. And then you would see kind of, like the smaller
Yeah.
faint streaks, but
No, I have nothing to report. I've got a new dog. The dog discovers dead things in animal feces that nobody knew existed. It's a real explorer. It's a funny thing, but I went over to Doan's old racetrack over there, and it's all frozen up. But I've had several dogs in the last 20 years, none of whom were interested in the stuff that they spread in that field. But this dog's decided, wow, I'm in dog heaven here, and did a shoulder dive every 6 feet.
Oh, gee.
Fortunately, it was all frozen. So, but I just that again, it was funny reaction. That my other dogs have always known, no, we don't do that, but this dog doesn't know that. So, anyway.
Rolling around in it and having
Oh
fun, huh?
gosh, yes, yeah. Very happy to be here. Well, I guess.
I saw did anybody else see the eclipse, the lunar eclipse?
No,
That-
did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
That was really something. I was lucky to get a glimpse of it because there was clouds, and it was like
Oh yeah.
3 in the morning, somewhere around there. And I got a really good glimpse of it. So I was lucky.
Mm.
Good for you, Carolyn.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Very good. Well, if that wraps it up, then we need to pick a meeting next time. And presumably it would be the 3rd Thursday of January.
That's the 20th.
Yep.
And
January
is my calendar?
20th.
Well, Bates doesn't give me January. Those cheap guys. All right, we'll try another one here. 20th, and okay.
It's
Any objections to
yeah.
that? Does that
No.
sound good to everybody?
yes.
Okay, we'll all do our homework
I'm
and
good.
and that'll be about
Okay.
it. I heard, yeah. And is there a motion to adjourn? Is there ever a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to
Oh,
adjourn.
there we go.
I
That's good.
second it.
That's
All right.
right. All right, who's cooking
right.
supper? Because I haven't got a thing here to eat. I don't know. Who can I come over and see? I know Maura hasn't got anything. She just
Nope.
got home. We'll go to Mary's. Mary's been home. She cooked up something. All right, see you all later.
Good night.
All right.
Bye,
Have a good evening, everybody. Bye.
I hope things
Bye,
go well.
everybody.
Merry
hope-
Christmas.
Hope
Thank
things go well
you.
with your family, Carolyn. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I hope so.
Oops. Didn't mean to do that.